Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. How are you doing? Yes, 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 guys. Sorry about that. How are you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. How is your Saturday going? What is going on in your location? I'll be looking at my phone for content, for comments, anyways. So, how are you guys doing? Welcome, welcome to my live stream. It's another Saturday at Oyoyo's World, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall all be glad and rejoice in it. If you're watching from Facebook, thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share. And if you're not following me, please kindly follow as well on Facebook. All right. What's going on? All right, guys, I have quite a lot of things to discuss today, and I need you guys to all come in. Let's discuss this together because the week was so full with activities. A lot of things happened within the week, and I tell you guys, some were, interesting, some were sad, and some were horrifying to hear. Yeah, some were horrifying. If you're there, say hi in the comment section. I can see you guys coming and coming out and going out. Please kindly stick with me on today's live stream. I'm doing weekly roundup as usual. Every Saturday, we do weekly roundup of major headlines around the globe. And we are starting today on my, as you can see on my thumbnail, I talked about Nigerians now normalizing side chicks as if is the right thing to do, or maybe it's now considered a good thing. So I need your opinion in the comment section as we proceed on this live stream. Once again, thank you guys for joining me today. Give me 1 second. All right, guys, sorry about that. I know I'm starting very late today, but yeah, I have, it's summer, so I've already gone out to do some, mother's duties, and I have to come back to my audience here on Oyoyo's World. Whether you're on Facebook watching or you're on YouTube, I had to keep this time because I know you guys expect something on Saturdays. Welcome, welcome again to the live stream. So I have a lot of things to discuss, so they couldn't fit in on my title. That's why I had to, do the thumbnail to give you an understanding of what we'll be talking about today. The first one on my thumbnail was Nigerians are now normalizing the issue of a married man having girlfriend or girlfriends outside the marital, arrangement. Is popularly called side chick in Nigeria and most African countries. That is what they call the husband's girlfriend. So yesterday, an interview was done yesterday with relationship. Sorry, let me introduce her properly. Self-acclaimed relationship expert who talked about that side chicks are the reason why some marriages have not broken down irretrievably. I want to know what your opinion is on that. So she went ahead to explain that as a mother and a wife, most of them get tired with all the duties of motherhood and all of that. She was just talking everything about mothers do that is making them not to meet up in the other room with their husbands. And for that reason, their husbands go to look for younger women that will do the job. So is it now the right thing to say that young people of our generation think it's fit to boldly say that the side chick thing is the reason why marriages are still together? And she went on talking about most people that are married are not actually married, rather they are cohabiting together. She said all manner of things. And there is something I want to say here. When that thing is not happening to you, yes, you think is the right thing. But when the reverse is the case, it hurts. I recall the live stream I made on, yeah, 2 days ago, talking about a family saga. Some people were of the opinion that they were so happy that the woman that brought that family private conversation to YouTube did the right thing. I was taken aback. I said, really? Because it's not you that is on the chopping board, it was good. What if it happens to be your family secret or family private conversation that they brought to the chopping board? Would that still be the right thing, or would that person have done the right thing? That's the question I need some of us to answer. So, Blessing CEO, the self acclaimed relationship expert, she's a very controversial person and she thrives on controversy. So she was making those utterances on her interview when she was asked about the role of side chicks and all of that. But I want to categorically say it's not only Blessing CEO that says something like that. Edu Wazobia also said that if not for side chicks, that most marriages will not be together. Then you begin to wonder what is the essence of marriage in the first place. If you know that you can't be able to meet up, then don't get married. Don't bring somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, to your home, somebody's niece to your home with the intention that you're still going to have a side chick, because side chick is the reason why marriages are surviving. That is their theory. So you that is watching me today, you that is listening to me, what is your own theory about marriage? Is marriage still sacred to you, that is between a man and a woman? Or do you believe in a traditional setting that marriage is between a man and many wives? And even those that contract marriage with many wives, the man will still go outside and have side chicks. So do you believe that side chicks, that is, will I say, extramarital affair? Let me call it the way it is. That's basically what it is. Extramarital affair is the reason why marriages are not broken down irretrievably. Do you believe in that theory? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And that's one of the things I'll be discussing today. And on my thumbnail today, I have another discussion. I talked about a man that uses his wife for, adult videos. It was discovered in France. Yeah, let me make sure it's France, or yeah, it's France, but I'm not sure of the city in France, whether it's Paris or somewhere. But that happened in France. A man is now going through, the case has been in court for a few years now, and something led to investigation, and they went to this man's home. In the course of carrying out their investigation, they now discovered 90. Let me get the numbers right, okay? They discovered and let me get how many videos. Okay, they discovered a lot of videos. I want to get the number. 92 cases of, violate. Because of YouTube and Facebook, I'm trying to be careful with my words. So in the course of carrying out their investigation, the investigators discovered that this man has been making videos with several men on his wife. This is not a wife you just met on the street, a wife for 50 years. So for the past many years, they said over 10 years, the man has been bringing men to the house. He uses some medication to sedate the woman. The woman passes out. He will bring in those men, and then they will be having their way with his wife while he videotaped the whole thing. Why for 50 years? Guys, I don't know what kind of obsession that people have, that you forgot the sanctity of marriage and then could think of doing that to a woman that you spent 50 years with. They say this thing has been going on for over 10 years. And then when they discovered 92 cases, apparently the list of the people that have been having their ways with this man were ranging to 83 people. They've arrested a lot of them, prosecuted a lot of them. Some are already jailed. They are still in court about the remaining aggressors, according to the news. And this happened in France. It is sickening, to say the least, that marriage these days, whether young marriage, old marriage, people are so cuckoo in their head that they can do anything and think they can get away with it. For this man, he's been doing this for many years, getting away with it. But lo and behold, there is always a day for the owner of the property. That will be another discussion we're having today. And third on my list today, because I'm trying to follow them, a lot of things happened this week. I'm also going to talk about the rich men that went on auction gates and perished. Why am I talking about it today? You will find out in the course of today's discussion. Thank you again and welcome to my live stream. I'll also be touching on Stella Damasos, a Nigerian American that made a very, very sensitive video, and that, got a lot of people talking. We'll be talking all about that. Thank you for joining me. Welcome, welcome, Entertainment Dailies. Thank you for being here. Treasures Gist, my darling, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. If you're watching from Facebook, don't forget to like, share, and also, most importantly, your contribution is needed in the comment section. So let me know what you think about everything we'll be discussing today and much more. And also Yvonne Nelson of Ghana. She's a Ghanaian actress, and she released her memoir, in anticipation of turning 40 in a few years, because she's still not 40. She released a book revealing it all. That book will make you think. That book will make you, either you appreciate the girl, Yvonne Nelson, or you reason with her. She went through some terrible upbringing. Yeah, she had everything life could afford financially according to her parents' standard, but there were so many emotional, disturbing conversation between her and her mother. I'm still reading the book. If you haven't bought the book, do a sister a favor. Buy Yvonne Nelson's book. Is on Amazon. You can buy it on Kindle. You start reading immediately. Buy the book. Is an eye opener. I will be discussing that book as I ravel the pages in my channels here, both on Facebook and on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So I'm going to be getting back to it and starting with Blessing CEO. Blessing CEO, you feel very confident telling, encouraging the wrongest of things. That side chick is the reason why marriage is not working. So you're indirectly telling young ladies to boldly go and break people's home, all in the name that, yeah, they are young. They can do the adventurous things with their men. You know, one thing I know about life, life has a way of bringing karma to people, to everybody, actually. It depends on which side you are. You have children. I think she has two boys. They are going to marry tomorrow and become somebody's sugar sugar daddy, right? And also, you hope to marry again. I believe you don't want to be single for the rest of your life. You hope to remarry, and someone will wake up one day and you hear that that person is your husband's side chick. I don't even know how to play it, but please, I'll be dropping my link as well in the comment section so you can also contribute into this conversation. What do you guys think? Or what do you make out of what Blessing CEO is saying? Not only Blessing CEO that made that utterance in the past, Edu Wazobia is of the opinion that side chicks is the reason there are peace in marriages. Because if your wife is not doing the needful, you might as well go and get the needful from the woman outside. What are they even preaching? Where is morality in this case? The last I remember, marriage is between a man and a woman. Whether it's a man and multiple women, it's still that kind of, that's the last I checked. I know a lot has changed in our world, that marriage can now be between a man and a man, a woman and a woman, and what have you. But there should be some element of fidelity in marriage, faithfulness in relationship, trust. At what point is it now normal for a man to say, because my wife is all tired, or she's not giving the doggy the rainbow style, elephant style, and all of that, is right for me to go and look for a girl, a younger woman out there that could be doing all of those? At what stage has that become normal? I need somebody to let me know here in the comment section. If you have a daughter that you're waiting, you're praying that one day your daughter will get married, and then your daughter will come crying that my husband is barely at home, and then there is another woman that is there sharing your everything you have with you in terms of sharing your husband. So it's now the reason why you're having marriages are not broken. That's what Blessing CEO said. Instead of being honest to herself, because denial is a problem to many people. Instead of being honest to herself, telling herself the truth, that side chicks, they've rendered a lot of marriages into singlehood, divorces, side chicks. Let's be honest with these things. But rather, Blessing CEO is of the opinion that that is why marriages are still together. What is your own opinion? Is side chicks the reason marriages are thriving? Because as far as I'm concerned, side chicks are the one of the main reasons people walk away from their marriages. So Blessing coming to encourage young folks to get into that situation is a no-no. Anyway, how would am I surprised about Blessing? No, she doesn't disappoint in talking those kind of nonsense. She is very good at that, giving those kind of advices. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So I'm not surprised about Blessed CEO's utterance. I'm not surprised about what she said in her interview, but I want to know what you guys think on this conversation. Instead of being honest, because a woman that's been in a marriage for 10 years, 15 years, and then the husband has been seeing a particular lady for 5 years out of that 15, that means that person is a permanent side chick. And then just like we saw what happened to Yule, Dochie, and May, from side chick of many years, she became a wife. Where is the marriage, Yule, Dochie, and May's marriage today? Where is it? Blessing CEO can afford to say that with all the rumors hanging over her head that she's dating the guy's name again? The guy that the wife passed not too long ago. So what it simply means that she was also side chick in that man's marriage. In the past, she has been accused of dating one of the big shots. I think was in Nigerian immigration or something. That was the allegation that filtered the internet at some point about Blessing CEO. How the wife of the so-called sugar daddy was, saying all manner of things, trying to take actions against Blessing CEO. Nigerians are normalizing the extramarital affair, making it as if it's normal. There is nothing normal about it. There is nothing right about it. If you know you cannot keep to the situation of one man, one woman, then become a traditionalist and marry marry many women. And if that is not if you think you cannot even handle, that is not your thing, it's better you remain single. You don't have to commit. Be single and be doing whatever you want to do. Don't bring somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, somebody's niece into your home to rake that woman with some emotional disturbances. For the sake of Facebook and YouTube, I'm trying to be very careful with my words. I'm choosing them carefully because of how sensitive the conversation could be. If you know you cannot keep to that your wife, if you know it's not possible, do not marry. Please and please do not marry. And for young girls out there, you can actually start thinking about how to make your own money. Over reliance on men to be comfortable, to foot your bills should stop. No longer in this generation where everything is at the platter. At your palms, you have smartphone, you can start thinking about how to do something. Over reliance on a man has to be rich and make me comfortable. You can make yourself comfortable. A lot of people that have gone through that path and they don't have any regret at all because there is dignity in what you can do with your hands. Don't rely on somebody's father, or maybe a man that is old to be your grandfather because he's rich, and you sold your conscience to the devil. You don't care what you're doing to that particular marriage. Side chicks can never be the reason why marriages are not broken down irretrievably. Rather, side chicks are number one reason, because infidelity, a lot of people cannot handle it. If somebody is unfaithful in a relationship, that is where, because trust has to be broken if you're unfaithful to your wife or your husband. That means there is no more trust. And that is number one lead cause of divorces. Instead of blessing CEO to say the truth with statistics backing it up, saying she said she's an expert, she said no. That rather, side chicks are the reason why your marriage is still thriving. Maybe her sister's marriage, her relatives' marriage are thriving because of life. My own marriage cannot thrive or survive or be in existence because there is another woman out there. If couples are having problems in their marriages and relationships, they should go for therapy. They should work it out. They should find out where they are missing it and do the needful to get it right. Anyway, all right, so let's get into the second discussion I have today about the man that uses his wife for for adult movies. What do you guys think? The marriage, like I said, 50 years, married for 50 years. The couple, they've been married for 50 years. So over the span of the marriage, the man has been doing this. And the question I asked myself, because they didn't talk about the story from the part of the woman, okay? The question I'm asking, is it that the woman was all through unconscious, that she did not realize that her body has been, violated or something happening, or she will wake up after the whole thing, or maybe by the time those men were done and gone, the man might dress her up, clean her up, and make her not to understand. I can't wrap my head around it. This one is very difficult for me to understand. Why would a man, if they have been married for 50 years, that means that the man himself is even old. Why would this man engage in such an act for over 10 years on your own wife? Why? I don't understand though. I want to believe the man is sick upstairs. I want to believe he's completely cuckoo. Because there is no right thinking man that could do that. Is that his own sexual fantasy? Watch your wife ravaged by strangers you meet online to pleasure yourself. And it's not that your wife is completely conscious. No, the woman doesn't even know what was going on. So how could that be pleasure? Your wife of many years. I dey fear this life. Oh, honestly, a lot of things, a lot of information or news you hear will really make you think what is going on in this world, what is happening into my generation, what is going on indeed. All right, let me read a chat here and see. Blessing CEO love to generalize something sometimes. She just said things that doesn't make sense. Yeah, but she has a lot of following. She has a lot of people that apparently look up to her. Those are not the things that should be coming from someone that you think you're a role model to young folks that are gullible. They don't even know how to make decisions by themselves. And that Blessing CEO, that girl needs to be reevaluated. I love the response that Uche Obodo gave to it. Somebody that's supposed to be in rehab. You guys are interviewing her. I really love that clap back, and I know Blessing will respond, but Uche Obodo summed it right. Blessing supposed to be reevaluated because she is not making sense. She's turning things upside down. It's like when you see blue, you say it's black. When you see white, you say it's green. That's exactly what Blessing CEO is doing. And for this French man that was doing that to his wife, I don't even know if they have children. Maybe their kids are already adult kids and all of that. I don't even understand the whole thing. I can't even play this scenario. I can't wrap my head around it because it's difficult for anybody to comprehend that your husband of many years will turn you to a Dundee for his own pleasure with strangers. Because from the conversation on the investigation said that he what he does is to pre-inform the people he brought that she's okay now, she's asleep, she wouldn't know what is going on, blah 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 blah, that you guys should go. Why he films? The man is sick, Biko. There is no way you can tell me that man's brain is all right. Or could it be that his own cooking bar could no longer do the job, but he still want to pleasure himself through his watching his wife being ravaged by strangers? I don't understand that part. I don't. It's too heavy to comprehend. It's too heavy. Yummy Kitchen Direct, thank you for joining me today. Thank you, amazing people. You guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me today. All right. Don't forget to like this live stream as you come in. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook if you're not following me already. And don't forget to share your own contribution in the comment section. Please do me a favor, contribute in the comment section because this one is heavy. I can't even wrap my head. I can't believe it. When I read that story, I began to wonder what is going on with the world, because the man himself is an older person. If they've been in marriage for 50 years, then you start asking yourself what is indeed going on here. Why could the man be behaving like that? Why could he use his wife of many years for that? Why? What is going on with that? I can only say it could be mental sickness, mental illness. That's the only thing I could say. I can I can't say any other thing past that. I want to believe it's mental illness. Treasure said this marriage or union is very strange. You imagine uniting with a man who you don't know his mental state in marriage, and I think that man is mentally sick. Some people are devil themselves. You just summed it up. Marriage is a risk. Oh. Marriage is a risk. You go into it. I love you. I love it. That's why some people are now telling you you don't have to marry a man you love. You have to marry a man you respect, a man you honor. It's the man's responsibility to love you. I think it was Pastor Funke that made that teaching. Marriage is a risk that you marry this person you don't know his background just because you have maybe you did ask question before marriage. You say if you're from a good family and all of that, you jump into it, and then you guys survive 10 years, 20, 30, 40. Or then the next thing, your husband is using some medication on you to sedate you to sleep, to unconsciousness, and he will hire people from the internet to come and, just for his own pleasure while he films the whole thing. 92 videos with over 83 men ranging from 26 years and above. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wonder shall never end. They keep happening. The man, I miss what did the man? Oh, I guess you heard me now. Yomi, that's exactly what the man did. He's been married to this wife for 50 years. And for the past 10 years, in that 50 years, he went into one online place where they said they do something to, there is a very weird name which I don't want to read out here. So he hired those people and then invite them to their home, use medication on the wife passes out to unconscious state, and those men will have their ways with the wife while he watches and film the whole action. They discovered 92 videos, different videos with different people, and all the 92 times the wife was unconscious. And this had been happening for the past 10 years. Marriage. Wonders, they said will never end. Wonders will never end. It happened in France. It happened in France. The man's name is Dominic P. That's the man's name. And the story is also on Linda Ikeji, so you can go there and read the whole story. He's been in court for several years. They've already prosecuted some people that they caught and charged them, jailed them as well. And some others are still in court because it's ongoing thing. As they find them, arrest them, they will start trying them for that act. And as for the man, I really don't know what to make out of it. I simply want to believe the man is mentally ill, and that could be the reason for doing that. Even if his stuff is no longer functioning, is not enough for him to do that to his wife for 50 years. So as far as I am concerned, I'm not a medical doctor to evaluate. It can only take a mental situation for someone to behave in such a way. No, he's not an African man. No, no, no. This is not African at all. The woman is not his wife. Oh. He uses her as a slave. Oh. This just made me remember a movie called 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey is a movie, and that's for pleasure. But this man, married for 50 years, hey, hey, God have mercy. May this never happen to any of us. When you think you already hit retirement age to start enjoying life with your husband of your youth and what have you, boom, you realize maybe the woman now is going through some mental process, case, because when she begins when she's conscious and start hearing all those stories in the news, she would like start doubting herself. Wait, who did I marry? What went wrong with my husband? What, my children? There are so many things that could make that kind of a woman go cuckoo, because it's unbelievable to a stranger like me how much more the woman, when she realized what had happened to her in the course of the 10 years that they videotaped her with different people. And guess who the who the customers were? They say the customers were ranging from firemen, council men, engineers. It's not just anyhow personal. They were people, not just, don't think they are people in the street. Councilmen, firemen, engineers. So you can understand what people do in the dark. They will go to that dark web where they get those kind of treats. They will pay. It's a subscription kind of place. It's not for free. They will pay. They get the address. They come there, pleasure themselves, and go. The world is definitely sick. So you be careful out there and find as you're getting into a new relationship or whatever, do your background check thoroughly, because a lot of people, are cuckoo upstairs. Can you, Yomi Kitchen said, can you imagine this men can be so wicked? I tell you, these men are crazy, especially council, council to protect, and they're doing rubbish. When I heard the list of men that were involved in the activity, I could not even believe myself. I say, bad enough that the husband of 50 years did that to the wife, you know. Then the men that come to patronize, you might think is the people wandering the street. These are the people in charge of other human beings, maybe rendering public service, just like the firefighters, the councilmen. They are the ones engaging in activities like this. That's the reason why you listening to my voice, if you're in a relationship or about to get into a relationship, do yourself some good. Be very careful and vigilant. A lot of people out there are cuckoo. That's just what I'll say. Then how did the woman not feeling something strange? Do she get from the man when she feels so? How do she feel down there whenever she wakes up? It seems she was not sensitive to. No, they say there's a particular medication they listed that the man uses, and it makes the woman to pass out completely. And I want to believe a man that is doing that and master the art every year, every day you're perfecting what you did yesterday, and then make sure you cover all the loopholes. I want to believe that man might either, when those men are done and gone, he will come back, clean up the wife, dress the wife very well, and then when it's time for the wife to be waking up, he will just be doing something as if they just had one shot. You know, that kind of a thing. You never can tell. It's strange, but that is what is happening in our generation. So everybody out there, if you're yet to marry, if you're in a relationship or about to get in a relationship, do yourself some good. Be very vigilant. A lot of people are scoring up there. Juba Breeze Love TV, thank you for coming today. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. I'm surprised maybe he uses something. Yes, that's what they said. They uses a particular medicine to do that. That's according to the story. And they use a particular medicine to sedate the woman by mixing it in her food. That's what the man will mix the medicine. I don't want to use the D word because of whatever, Facebook or YouTube. Mix it in her food, and then before inviting the men to come have their way with the wife, while she was unconscious at their home. So the woman passes out completely at each episode. She completely was aware what was happening around her. And they've been married for many years, so you would not be suspecting your husband of 30 years or 40 years of any foul play. You know, you 40 years. What is left? That is a lifespan of many marriages. You understand? So it is strange. One shot and the woman won't ask herself how she wasn't aware of the act. See, we never can tell how it all happened because they didn't talk about that angle in that reporting. They were talking about some of the men were now trying to free themselves from the issue, but the case is still on and they are still arguing it in court. They said in 2021, it was reported a total of 33 had been jailed. Remember, I said there were 83 males. So 33 of those men were jailed in 2021, but the case is still ongoing. And then some of the suspects claim that at the time, some believe the wife was stimulating being unconscious as part of the gameplay. So some of the men are arguing in court that they believe that the woman was acting to be unconscious as part of the game because they all met in that game room with her husband. So they are trying to exonerate themselves from this particular offense, but I want to believe they're all going to be jailed because if they've jailed 33 of them already, there is no going back. So they should be able to capture all of them eventually in the course of their investigation, and all of them should serve terms in prison. Let it set as a warning for those that are still engaging in such activities. It's possible not to know. Yes, that's what I want to believe. It's possible not to know. It's very possible. And when you have lived your young life with a man for 40 years, what are you still suspecting? I mean, you're relaxed. You are home. He's the husband of your youth. He's the love of your life. Whatever he says, you believe him. So the arrangement, and honestly, I can't even say. Treasure, Yomi Kitchen is saying, Treasure, I'm telling you, once it happened, I can't remember what was happening. I'm not doing it with you anymore. If you is when you're conscious and to remember what happened to you. If you're not conscious, you will not know what happened. All right. Guys, this is a when I read the story, I said no, I'm going to talk about it today in my weekly roundup because it's a very horrifying story. It's unbelievable to say the least. All right. So my link is down. If you have anything to contribute on the conversation today, don't hesitate to join me on stage and let's talk about it. Entertainment, but the different men, the things is not the same. You will feel the pain. Yeah, I don't even know how she doesn't feel anything. I want to believe the man mastered the art so well that because even if you wake up from unconsciousness, you'll be feeling somehow. I don't know. You'll be is it that your boobs will be sore, your body will be feeling pain. There is always a way to figure things out. But they did not say the man, rather the woman figured anything out. The case has been in court for many years now, and they want to, as they capture them, they start trying them. They've jailed 33 of those men. They are still prosecuting others. Treasure, maybe it wasn't different men in one day. I don't know. They said, let me read it again, okay? So that we can understand it better. Investigators learned of the horror after arresting the Dominic man in 2020 for filming up a sketch of customers in a supermarket nearby. With a search for his province home, uncovering cameras, equipment, and dozens of videos of his wife's abuse. I don't want to say the word out because of YouTube. According to Daily Telegram, Dominic used an internet forum called Without Him or Her Knowing. So that's where they meet. I didn't want to call that name here. That's another publicity. They organized the abuse of their wives while she was sleeping. They identified 92 tapes, drawing up the list of 83 aggressors, and then yet to identify all the alleged assailants. They are yet to identify those charged, including firemen, municipal council men, prison guard, a nurse, and a journalist. Okay. Don't think it's the boys in the streets that we are doing this. So councilmen were involved, firefighters, a journalist, a nurse. So they know what they were. Even prison guard, all of them joined. They enjoyed the woman at the husband's pleasure without having any remorse or conscience. And I believe those men will still go back to their various homes and the daddy. God. Make una no blame you. Our word is bad. That is the truth. Treasure, maybe it has already been shut down. Is it that at that side, even a nurse, police too? Police will be there, I'm sure, honestly. This thing is not laughable, but honestly, when I heard about it, I started like thinking about marriage again. When I heard about the story, when I read it, I started thinking about this thing called marriage. At what at what stage is one safe? May Duchi was feeling my the husband of my youth, 16 years anniversary, 17 years anniversary. Boom. The marriage just yakata for ground. This woman, 50 years of marriage, and you just realize that your husband for the past 10 years been giving you away to men. Mba, no. Mba, 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 mba. The woman, I don't know. I hope she's not in a rehab home right now, because that can set somebody, to go crazy. Honestly speaking, it can make somebody go crazy. All right, guys, while we deliberate on this, let's jump into another conversation on my thumbnail. I'm talking about the auction gate rich men that paid over 150,000 to participate in the submarine to go see the depth of the sea. Do you know why I added that to my thumbnail? Because a lot of people are making stories out of it. And I read something from Washington Post. Let me see if I can pull it up. What Washington Post said. Washington Post said that people are making joke of the whole thing. The insensitive is to urge or inflame because it is gratifying when our allies are loudly agreed and then our enemies are loudly disagree. And besides, the algorithm likes it. So the reason why I added this, I have Entertainment Daily. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
Thank
Before
you very much for
the
having me,
next
host.
conversation, I guess you have something to say. You go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to explain to Treasure Gist why I said that. Sometimes people will go out to like a nightclub and they will just drink normal alcohol that every other person drink, except you're someone that doesn't take alcohol at all. And something will happen and they won't remember that that stuff actually happened. Some people will wake up and they will start asking, did it happen? And the other person will now have to tell them that, oh, maybe you were, or something. So if something like alcohol can actually get people to a point where they don't even remember that something like that happened, I believe this man in question would have planned all of this. So by the time she's waking up, he would have already washed her up. And maybe they have rules. You're not going to rough handle her. You're not going to go like even the boobs, everything. You have to be gentle. So that way you'll be able to come back the next day or the next time to also do it. Because if people get caught, definitely that there will be trouble. So I believe he took all precautions, making sure that before she would wake up, he would have cleaned her up. If he has to bathe her, because if she's there, it doesn't matter. She wouldn't understand. Even if you pour cold water, whatever you do, you understand? So by the time she's waking up, she's already cleaned up and set. And who knows how many hours she's going to sleep after that thing finishes. And as more hours is coming, even if she's rough handled a little bit, the place is calming down, okay, with a little bit of massage, with cold water or something there. There's no way she's going to wake up thinking something like that happened, because she's not seeing herself in a position where she feels like something did happen. She will be fully dressed, or so there's no way she will know. That's why I think it's possible.
Well, it's possible. They even mentioned the name of the prescription that the man uses on the woman. I don't want to call the name here, but I want to believe. And then what he does, he mixes that in the food, so there is no trace. There is no trace. And the men that were doing this, they range from um 26 years to 73.
But was it for money, or it was just for his to fulfill his
Pleasure. It can't
crazy
be for
fantasy?
money. They didn't even say the reason why he was doing it. It can't be for money. It can't be for money. God have mercy. May this never happen to anybody we know. May this never be our portion. May our marriages never get to this anyway, because some people are
Amen.
so
No. Different people with different weird fantasy. That's what leads to things like this, man.
honestly. How could, oh my goodness, am I losing my live stream? Sorry guys, I keep forgetting that I don't plug my battery. Mel, please go ahead. Let me look
Oh,
for my
really?
charger.
Sorry. Yeah, so I'm saying, if it's for money, we can understand because a whole lot of people do this type of stuff. Either they are kidnapping people or they actually turn people that lives with them into this type of stuff where they get, people get down with them and they get paid for it. So if that's what he was doing, one would understand. You understand because if this is just a thing of fantasy, the number of people he was bringing is actually too much. Why did he just have, let's say, one or two persons that would do that and he films? He didn't need to go bring different 80, different 82, I mean 80 what set of people you said.
73 from
Yeah, it's
26.
73. Yes,
7
it's too much. So
it's
I
too
think
much.
it was for money, you know. He knows that she's not gonna know. She will just see money rolling in, but she won't know that she's the one working for it. It's the same thing with all
Hey,
these traffickers now. It's the same thing
but
they
they were
do.
married for 50 years.
But people do that now. Some people will even go, they just see a beautiful lady and they go ask her out, not because they really want to date her, show her love and everything, and then turn her into a sex trafficker and they start collecting money. So some people plan this whole thing. Who knows how the woman looked when she was younger?
You're making the 73 years supposed fate. None of them fainted because they could have caught them in the process. They all left the house. You know,
Somebody that would have prepared himself, go to the pharmacy, purchase all this
yes, now buy the
manpower and
blueprint.
everything, and do exercise. He will even register in the gym for that month that he knows is his turn. He will be 100% prepared. Yummy, you say faint, ke.
Oh my God, this is not laughable. God forgive me, please. It's not laughable. See, it's really sad that it happened for over 10 years. Over 10 years. That man is nothing but a wicked person. He's just a wicked person.
He is very wicked. Treasure, he might not be the one serving her food, though. She might be the one cooking and dishing out. The moment you serve plate, you know how you will serve your family, and maybe you go back into the kitchen to bring water or glass or something. It's just to drop that thing in your food or your drink. And it's not, most of these things will just melt and they don't have bad taste. You understand? And that's it.
Yes, now, Treasure, the woman is old
Yeah.
now. If they've been
Somebody you
married for
live with.
50
It's
years.
easy, oh. Very easy.
Welcome, Anita. The woman is old. The man is old. So why doing that? He started doing it when they say 10 years ago. So maybe when they were celebrating 40th anniversary, maybe the man couldn't function anymore in the other room. He now devised a mean to pleasure himself while, and not the wife not knowing what is going on. And at some point in marriage, when you're that getting that 40, 50 years in marriage, sex is no longer the thing you're talking about. You're talking about grandchildren doing other things, you understand? But that man is pure evil. That's just it. He's pure evil. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. You guys really made me laugh. And this is not a laughing matter, but God have mercy. What would we say about the rich men, world rich men that went into an adventure, paid over 150,000 to participate, and ended up dying even with their family members? What will you guys say about the auction gate implosion? What would you guys say? See, Treasure Gist is still talking about this. So, see, Treasure Gist. I don't know if you watch this American show, Maury Entertainment. I know you know Maury's show. Maury's show is
Yes.
whereby some girls will go to club. They will wake up pregnant. They didn't know they were pregnant. Some will not even know until they are 8 months. Some will not know, will know, and then they will come there. They can't figure out who the father
Yes,
of the
maybe they're
child.
the ones that didn't know until they went to the toilet to poo and they delivered him in the toilet.
Mhm.
Anything is
Yeah.
possible.
Yes, things like that happen. So those kind of Maury show is where you come to find who the father of your child is. So they will tell you that I can't remember. I don't know what happened. I went to club and we are giving this some drinks and blah 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 blah. Such things happen. Treasure said even the sleeping during, as a woman, you will sleep for more than 6 hours or 10 hours. and it's not your usual time, my dear, you must be worrisome. Treasure, if you have spent 50 years in a marriage with somebody, you will not be suspecting that person. That person is the least person you suspect. The woman could have been suspecting herself, assuming she went to a stranger's place and woke up with some kind of things. Maybe, why did I sleep for that long? It may say, oh, sweetheart, you were tired, so I needed to make sure. That's why I arrange everywhere for you to, just get some sleep, okay? No, I love you, sweetheart. And the woman will believe. No be Oyibo people. Just tell them you love them. They are happy, okay? It's not our own people that our own love language now money. Once you flash it, our body is doing us in a funny way. Anyways, having said that, let's move on to the next conversation. If you still want to chip in something about the Frenchman Dominic P that did the horrible thing to the wife of many years, feel free to drop your comment in the comment section as well. But what we say, I read about this thing. I didn't even want to talk about it because some people, I had conversation with one or two persons. They said, "How can you use your own money to now go and perish in the bottom of the ocean? How can the Oyibo people are now some kind of adventures that will make you rethink your life again?" I said yes. To them, they want to get some things done. They are bored with the normal life, what we consider the real life is boring to them. They want to go to the moon. They want to do things that others have not done before. That's the adventurous spirit about those. And besides, they are billionaires. So they are not worried about paying bills or maybe relative calling for you to send urgent 2K and all of that. Those are no problems. Okay. How about, have we forgotten that they were buying land in the moon? Remember, even Amazon chiefs, all of them, they were buying land in the moon. I remember having that conversation with some Nigerian men here. They say, buy land in the moon, I bet they go live there. They should leave planet Earth for us. Then somebody said, if they decide to go and live in the moon, Biko, leave them to go live in the moon. We are comfortable living on Earth. So some adventures, you understand? Some people are so interested in some adventures. Let me put it that way. But some adventures are very risky. People go to Antarctica just to experience the coldest place in the world. Then Ned Nwoko, Regina Daniels' husband, talked about being invited to this particular adventure, that he was invited because the man is his friend. When he went to Antarctica, South Pole, the man was there with him when he took the adventure. Even Regina Daniels went on that adventure with the husband, but she stopped at some point and then they ferried her. It was helicopter they got there. They now took her back while the men continued on that adventure. So some people, they don't know what to do with money. That's what pleasures them. We just talked about an old man that will hire people to come and do things with the wife for his own pleasure. When they are rich and comfortable, they are not talking about bills because somebody is the one handling all those expenses. They are so small for them to. They are talking about how to challenge themselves, see things they've not seen, do things they've not done, go to the moon and come back alive. But this particular adventure, I guess they did not envisage it was going to end this way. And a lot of people, other people that were other rich men that were invited, they started showing their WhatsApp messages. One man in Vegas said that the son wanted to go with his son. The son said, "No, daddy, I have some kind of feeling about this, that this is not safe, that blah, blah, blah." So the rich man got in touch with the CEO of this auction gate in a WhatsApp chat, say, guy, this is what my son is saying, that this is not. The guy said what they went, they those small research they see online, that they should not listen to those and blah blah blah. He said eventually the other rich man in Vegas was too busy that he couldn't join on the adventure. Then the Middle East rich billionaire now joined with his son, and that was how their life ended at the bottom of the sea. Why did I add it into this conversation? I'll be discussing that. But let me know if my co host is still here. Mel, are you still here? Mel, let me know if you're still here while I read a comment. Treasure says, my opinion is that Oyibo people are adventurous and explorers, but it was unfortunate that they didn't make it. Absolutely. Yomi Kitchen said, that's why I refused to drink. Oh, I thank God for that because they wanted to set me up, but it didn't happen. As I drank Fanta and they thought I drank alcohol from that night outing. You see, Yomi Kitchen, I don't drink too. My own, I don't even try at all. Never again in my life. It was the first time to go to a club and my last day again. Absolutely. Especially when you realize that the people you call friends are not really friends. Just dodge them, forget it. That rubbish land in the moon for what? I don't know. People are buying land in the moon. They need to help the needy, to be honest. They will tell you that they're still helping the needy, but that doesn't stop them from enjoying themselves. And that's what happened to people who are too greedy. You're beginning to sound like the people I want to talk about in the comment section. They said the social media was not friendly or sensitive with this particular thing, as reported by Washington Post. And Washington Post analyzed it, the algorithm likes it. So that's why I'm bringing it here, because algorithm was mentioned. The reason why people troll, the reason why people attack people, the reason why people are not kind, especially in a magnitude death like this, over 5 people passing on that adventure, people were not kind to them, is because algorithm favors it. Algorithm, if you're on social media, you know what algorithm is. If you're a content creator, you know what algorithm is. It favors such negativity. That is why. Why am I talking about it? A lot of people have been dragging people for the past 2 years. Some people have been dragging you, Ledoche, with Judy for the past 2 years. Algorithm is favoring it. That's why they are doing it. Some people are dragging I am Marawa for the past 2 years. Algorithm is favoring it. That's why they are doing it. So anything that algorithm favors, people lose their conscience. They don't care anymore. They will be pushing it out there, and then algorithm will be pushing it out on our faces. But talk about something informative, something educative, something we are going to learn from. It's going to sit on that channel for years and nobody's going to watch it because algorithm will not favor it. That's why people do all those horrible things they do, because they know, yeah, this is what is trending. Let's go for it. We saw how Odogwu and Aisha Bubu brought their marriage to Facebook because of money. Algorithm picked it. It was wildfire. They were making views, making money. People were also making money out of it. Algorithm favors it. Why are people insensitive in our generation? Why? Because people are hot. It takes a hot person to hurt another. Anybody who is naturally happy will not have the zeal to be saying negative things or horrible things about people. It takes the hot people, hot souls to hurt another. Let me read what AA said. I can understand why anyone would want to go several thousand miles down the Atlantic Ocean to see the wreck of a ship that sank over 100 years ago. See, AA, the story I heard, though I didn't confirm that, they said the grandchild, the great grandchild of some of the billionaires that were in that Titanic ship also went for this adventure. What they are looking for in Titanic, I don't know. My daughter has a little history. She was trying to educate me about the story of Titanic, why it happened, and that wasn't the original ship that was supposed to go. They had to hurry this. She was trying, but I wasn't paying attention. I wish I could have. I did pay attention. I would have had more information about the Titanic. But the thing is this, when you have money and you don't know what else to do in life, if it's girls, you have them because you have money, chains of them. If it's diamond, you have chains of them. If it's luxury home, you have it. They don't know what else to do, and they still contribute to charity organizations. They still fund this charity, they sponsor them. Don't think they don't give arms. They do. But still, they
Host,
are
now I
the
don't think all of them gave, but did you see the one that? Sorry, I was here, but someone was talking to me, so I couldn't
okay.
say a thing. Host, did you see the guy that fought with Cardi B concerning this? The one that Cardi B was dragging that his stepfather is still underwater and he's going for a concert. Did, did you hear? Did you see that video?
No.
Ah, ha, ha. Hey, it's everywhere now. Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. So one of the guys that perished in the this thing, his stepson went for a concert, and people were dragging him that they are still looking for your stepfather. You're enjoying your life somewhere. And he was responding. He bashed Cardi B because Cardi B was of the opinion that you should stay at home, stay close to the phone to see what update's going to come from or whatever. So, anyways, he said he only has $100 to his name. That
You see?
he said he didn't buy ticket. Maybe somebody bought the ticket for him, or it was a gift, or sometimes they make people win ticket and things like anyway.
Yeah.
But when he was saying it, he was like, Cardi B should take several seats. He insulted her and said, after all, he has. Well, he wasn't saying that he doesn't feel the pain and all of that, but he was saying that he only has $100 to his name and all of that. But I think he wanted people to understand that my stepdad might be a billionaire, but nothing they reach my side. So immediately he
Yeah.
said that, and I said, no wonder you go concert. What it concern you if buy?
I
How you go get
know.
billion? Not even if you borrow person $1 million to go try business. So some of these billionaires are very strange in the kind of things they like doing, you know.
You can
But
say that
another thing
again.
is, I feel like some of these things is a competition between them. You remember the likes of the Amazon guy, Elon Musk,
Uh-huh.
all of them, they went on that trip to this thing
The
that,
moon stuff. Uh-huh.
exactly. So I feel like it's not a competition between the billionaires who will now outdo the other. They discovered that planet that they said is like people can live there. Now they are thinking of what they're going to do. So many idiotic type of ideas that these people have in their brains. That's why they're doing this type of things. It still boils down to the case of this man now that was giving his wife out. You know that there are some people that's the only way that they feel high up there. We can see all these things on YouTube, and some people do it. That's why they have those clubs where you go sign up, and then the swingers club where they go in, and then somebody else is taking somebody else's wife, and somebody wife is taking somebody else's husband. Okay, some people give out like that, and they get, you know, just to watch. They just sit to watch while someone else services their wife or services their husband, and it's so different things. So it's the same with the billionaires. They now have this whole mindset of this world is too small for us. We have so much money. Let's start going to space, or let's start exploring the deepest part of the ocean where nobody. But you don't know what is down there. Not go find what they find you. That's just what this whole thing is all about.
Hmm. Honestly, people are not finding it for. They don't even care about these billionaires on the internet. They are busy dragging them. It's because they have too much money. They don't know what to do, saying all manner of negative things. I talked about this with a friend of mine. He said, waiting they won't do now. What do you won't make I begin cry? How I go cry? And I was watching the interview they did. One of them said that one aunt came out saying that the boy did not want to go, but just to please his father, you understand, he went for that event. So that family, they are in serious mourning. It's not even because of the billionaire, it's because of the son that perished with the father, because he never wanted to go, but just to please his father.
And
And that's
imagine he's only 19, man. He's
yeah.
only 19 years old.
Yes.
As
I
in,
don't
if
even
na
know.
me, then bring
And
that dead body self for
you
no
see
burial.
how they sat in that sub. It was not even a comfortable seat arrangement. There was nothing
Exactly. So are
pleasure.
you even talking about the way the thing looks, Seth? I called it a box. How I go pay 250K for that nonsense?
Honestly, I
I'm
was
not even
like,
giving $50.
it's not a pleasurable kind of thing. Do you understand? That even they according to description, that a whale can actually crash it or something like that. I was like, that means it must be very small. Ah, this is a lesson for those that are the billionaires that are still alive. If you don't know what to do with your money, I beg, go give it to charity. If you don't know any charity, I have one to recommend. I beg, go give it to St. Jude Hospital for children cancer, please. If you don't know what to, if you don't want to give Africa, fine, don't give Africa. Give to St. Jude's Children Hospital, because kids that are born with cancer, they did not ask to be born. They did not ask cancer to come. They are just angels, and that's how they came to life. There are so many things you can do with money, good money. And for Ned Nwoko to say that he would have been in that adventure with them if not for all the things happening in National Assembly, I said, this man cuckoo rich like this. I couldn't believe
When
it.
they marry multiple wives, what do you expect?
Multiple wives is understandable. He's a Muslim and he's a traditionalist, fine. But for you to say you could have been in that adventure, ah, uh-uh, honestly,
And you
anything
carry
about his
Delta
mindset,
State
that
people
was so sad.
250K to go enter that mumu. God save us, say no go.
You see, he said the 19-year-old with them saddens me. Imagine, I have an 18-year-old at home, and there is no way anyone is dragging him to the bottom of the sea to see not anything. I don't know, waiting they won't see you. It's not that these people are explorers, that they are trying to do, scientific research that will help improve the world, save the sea animals, or maybe bring better air to the world, or anything, that will be beneficial to the world. No, it's just for pure pleasure for them to go and see. Waiting they won't see, I don't know. I don't know. I can't even begin to think about it. It's very, very sad to think how, and just the videos they showed on the internet showing you what could have happened to them. Sometimes I want to believe they are alive. I don't know if they have traced them, if they have found any idea where they are. I don't know the status of that particular case right now. But sometimes I want to believe they are alive. But when you see that explosion, how it collapses inside, shrinks the whole thing, you will say, wow, wow. It's so sad. Now, but if Oyibo people don't go that extra miles for discovery, we won't have some knowledge about something in this life. I understand, but this one, it wasn't discovering what about a Titanic ship. How is that going to help the world? Okay, Yami Kitty said Ned Nwoke wants people to see that he has money. Nigeria know they carry last now. We go show face, say we for make that trip too. Wait till you mean. At least he can't represent us as those that were invited. And now so no, Nigerians get money too.
But the thing is, to even answer treasure yourself, no one than Europe, they know they disappear. No? They see them, a whole country go be 5 million, 9 million, 7 million, 6 million. Waiting be that. That now one village for Nigeria or waiting. You understand? So this over curiosity, don't they too much? You understand? It's getting out of hand. If it's treasure, you're talking about this thing. They have full documentary about this Titanic stuff, or even the Inakaku's main story that they didn't even tell in the movies.
They didn't even tell those that boarded the ship.
Exactly how they wanted to just delete certain part of people so they can create this American, I can create this their thing that they've created now that now then they control money with there and all those. So the story is deep. So if you want to know, you can sit in your house and still dig, and you still find people, professors and all of that study. Those are, I'm not about many years ago. They are old now. Go to their house and let them grant you interview. What are you diving to see a rusted metal for? What would that do for you? And there are videos now. We have professional divers, and when they did the exactly. So there are videos. Can't you sit in your home and watch that full documentary? That's why we have documentary channel. We have history channel where they will tell you these things. No, they wanted to dive in that small box. And another question: if you're a billionaire, or even if you're not a billionaire, but you're targeting the market, you're targeting for billionaire, won't you go and take loan? They give loans in that US. Go take loan, build a cooled submarine that can go down there and come back up. And then you start contacting your billionaire friends to either sponsor or whichever way you want to do it. But by the time you get let's say 10 trip back and forth that is successful, more people will want to go because now they trust that you're able to do this. But you're not going to go and build that thing that looks like when people are practicing in a lab,
Yeah.
and then you stick it
Yummy
straight to
Cookies
the
are
water.
asking how many people were in that Titanic ship. He's saying that they were 1,500 people. So it's quite a number. That kind of curiosity, I don't want to, even if I'm the richest man on earth. No, no, no. That kind of curiosity isn't it at all for me. It's not that they're going to do a discovery that will either bring cure to cancer or give them better air or save the planet or anything. It was purely for pleasure. Those kind of things are actually done by, explorers, certified divers, people that are into archaeology, all those kind of things. They know how to survive. They know how to navigate the sea. They know the kind of ship they are required to go with. But that thing, I don't know, just like you said, the tube and the sitting arrangement there was nothing pleasurable. You understand? You're going to sit there all choking each other, breathing each other's oxygen. It doesn't make it for me. But who am I to tell a rich man what to do with his money? After all, our own Ned Nwoko would have made the trip if not for his swearing in National Assembly.
Nigeria people for course and finish. They don't
And
finish, they'll start
Nigeria go
take
say,
money,
oh,
take the
no,
go
my,
look
they're going to be
nonsense.
here, you, they go. Oh, I can't even believe it. I really pray that they are alive, but the way information is reaching, they are not alive. And people should be a little kind to them. They say the algorithm was favoring all the negative things people were saying about them on the internet. I read about it from Washington Post, and what Washington Post said is true. Algorithm favors when is controversial. You understand? That is what algorithm is looking for. When people are talking about it, both the positive, the negative is all over the place. That's what they favor. It's unfortunate. Even when we go to
But
small,
host, I'm sorry, host. Why do they want people to be feeling sorry for these five people? Share a boat sank here in a Greece, carrying how many people that died in the water? How many people in the world talked about it? Now five people will die, and they won't talk about.
and because their
Yeah.
own made news now, maybe the one that happened in Greece
Now, this
was
one's now
just
immigrants. Now people they rock them up for Africa and Asia now to enter Europe. Now then buy now small children, no women, no everybody. Oh, but, terrible, oh. Terrible,
are you kidding?
terrible. Yes, this just happened. It just happened. But
Hey,
the world news no carry am. Na five people wey die na dem wan talk. Who wan feel sorry? I only feel sorry for the 19 years old. The rest of them, rest. Dem not pass 70, all of them, or dem don dey close. Anywhere from 60, 70. So dem don enjoy life small. What about those small children wey parents risk their life, put them for boat, dey go Europe? Now boat sink, all of them drown.
hey. And you think that people by now, our African people would have borrowed some sense and stop that
Then they
journey.
hear, then they hear.
Unfortunately,
Dem pack women
unfortunately.
and children put for down of the boat, the men dey for up of the boat. So some people survive, but the ones wey dem put for down na im kpai. I say
Ah,
this all these people dey risk the life of their small children. Even when you die sef, you no go rest in peace.
ah. Whew, this is so sad. Honestly, this is so sad. AA said, even when we go on small holidays, we don't do snorkeling and diving, let alone Atlantic Ocean. Honestly, if it's not pool, I better leave me out of it. Oh. If it's in the beach, let it be by this bank of the beach. That's that's the furthest I can go. Honestly, that means they didn't do proper preparation. See, they say the two beasts cannot survive it. There were researchers already say things like that. But this CEO, that is a good thing that he was among the people that were in that sub. Because if he were to be alive and send people, now it would have been a very serious lawsuit for them, though they are still going to do lawsuit. However, those people made them to sign liability form to say anything that happens to you, you're on your own. But I don't want to believe it's going to end there. That we're still going to hear about it in the US court. in one way or the other they are going, because some people, they said they called an expert to inspect, and that person was saying that this is not right, this is not right. The CEO fired that particular expert. So that's why a lawsuit is definitely going to come up after the whole thing. So some people are saying that the auction gate is getting a lot of attention compared to immigration that drowned recently. Exactly, that's what entertainment said. Oh. I've not been watching news. Oh. Make una, I didn't even hear about that one. And most times we watch American news, we don't get to hear things happening in Europe, unless if you
Yeah,
want
I
to
just
stay
went to
locally.
sorry, host. I just went to ask my husband because he was the one that told me the news, and he's always 24 hours. He's on the news. He's reading news worldwide. So he said about 600 to 700 people that died. So imagine 600 to 700, and they are busy talking about 5 people that they
Hey,
actually chop belly full, go carry themselves,
no, wait,
money
oh,
they throw
wait,
away.
600 to 700, all from Africa.
I think they're African and Asians,
Hey,
like all these Pakistani, and all those kind of people, and
oh,
Africans
hell,
in different
this
parts
is
of
so
African
sad.
countries and different parts of Asia.
When will our people know not to go for those kind of
Hi.
adventures again? When?
If you need to see the photo of the this itself, the photo of the boat, if you see how packed it was.
Ah,
This is not the first time it's happening. Every time here in Greece, because most times they said they were going to Italy. As they got to the water of Greece, that's where the boat
hey,
sank.
hey,
It's terrible. It's terrible. They just go with boats that are not even well equipped. If you want to travel all the way from wherever they started from into the Mediterranean Sea, you go with any kwekwe boat. The level
ah,
of, and they said this, they were fighting in the boat. Some of the story that they said they were now fighting. Something happened maybe between the smugglers and the other people when so they
hi.
started fighting. That was also what led to the boat
Oh my
capsizing and
goodness.
people
Maybe
drowned.
their settlement money now. Maybe they did not pay them, and that. Oh
Who
my
knows?
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Inside boat, now they
Treasure, did
carry knife,
something
they
happen
fight.
in Kwara State too?
Uh-uh. Really?
I don't know. She said, Mel, even in Kwara State, that lost hundreds of people in boat that capsized. Hey, I did not hear about that one.
Really?
You see what I'm saying?
Hi.
The main things, they don't make the news, but let it be bad. All those crazy things, they will make news. Actually, I didn't even hear about Kwara State. I didn't see it in any of these Nigerian bloggers. I didn't see it. It's unfortunate what is happening is really unfortunate. I really pray Africans will understand that going to Europe through the sea is not a safe place, is not a safe journey to embark on. I really pray they will understand it. When I watched cost reps videos, I was disturbed with his stories. I said, how could somebody look himself in the eye and think that is a journey to embark? But because of the state of affairs in Nigeria. But I tell you, it's better you are alive than when you're below 6 feet. This one is no longer 6 feet, it's in the ocean because they can't get their bodies to bury. They will get some, they will lose some. It's so sad. People should please know that going to Europe through the sea is not safe in every form or standard. Don't be lured by anybody. I'm going to take you overseas and it's a land journey or by ocean. Or please don't be lured. Whoever that is listening to our voices today, it's unfortunate.
It's really a big shame that the leaders in Africa are doing absolutely nothing about it. There should not be any, but I don't care. Omo, if you not get food, drink gari. All of us they drink gari. I don't care the excuse. People are just giving flimsy excuses. I run away, they go hustle. Omo, stay Nigeria there hustle. That country get money. That country get oil. Most of this country they go for Europe, they not get oil. Now just say their government don't package themselves. So if everybody run come out, who go fight the fight where tomorrow go take better? People
Wait,
they run come out go buy.
entertainment. Did you see this one? Kwara lost over
Oh,
300 people traveling for a wedding from Niger to Kwara. It was a messy one.
oh, I didn't see it. What, on a boat?
Yeah, a boat. 300. Ha.
Hi.
That wedding, I no go am now, not by force.
But this is another problem with our people. I don't know if you understand. You know, when I hear say Niger person no sabi swim, or African person no sabi swim, the thing they pain me. This
And
is
because
one thing where as
you
children
grew up,
small, you
no,
get to
because
teach them.
your state is surrounded with
There are pools everywhere. There are hotels that have pools. So you can always find a place to teach the children how to swim and learn how to
there
swim.
you're going too far. Hotels that have pools. How about those in the village? You can then afford to go to the hotel. Not everybody
Village
needs to.
gets streams. Which village host? Which village you know when no get stream? If your
No,
village not get
no
stream,
be
the
all
next village no
villages.
get
So.
stream.
No be all villages. So.
Huh. Now wow.
Honestly, no be all villages. Honestly, I will tell you, when I was a lot younger, I used to go stream. When I visit my grandma, we'll go to the stream and swim. Okay, that was when I was a lot younger. We'll go to great stream. She'll say, don't go, don't go, don't go. We'll follow the people in the compound that can swim. That was how we got around the stream. But at the same time, if you don't continue, you lose it. My husband used to tell me that what they do in their place in those days, if they give birth to a child, they will carry the child to the bank of the river because of their riverine. You understand? They will dip the child in the river, bring the child up. That's how the child start getting used to water. How about us here, the Black Americans here? Most of them can't swim. You're talking about people in Africa. How about Americans here, Black Americans? Most of them, when you talk about water, they say, oh, I pass. Most of them don't swim, can't swim.
But that's the problem now. I pass, you go enter boat now. I pass, you sink go ground. I pass, where then they pass? And I'm like, oh, there are certain things I just think we just need to for our own safety because we don't know where we're going.
What they do in the US here, they do a compulsory course for schools. As your child is getting to 5th grade, no, 6th grade, you must learn to swim. Survival skill is mandatory.
Very good. Abba, safety.
Compulsory.
You don't know where you will be tomorrow. You never know. You might say, I will not go to the pool. I will not go to a river. Tomorrow you find yourself in a place where there is water. All you need to is just try your best to keep your head above the water until rescue gets to you. No, 5 seconds already, you don't sink like a bag of cement.
See, me say I don't even sabi swim again. My own is the survival skill. That's what I know about swimming.
But at least you can float. Host, if you were on that boat now in Kwara, let's say, for example, now God forbid, but at least you will be able to float. Keep your head up until canoe come. Or you see dry wood where they float past. You carry and hold your body until they go find you. As far as crocodile not chop you.
Now you are
or snake no swallow you. At least you go they float until they can't help you now.
It's not easy. It's not. I really it might.
Hey, go learn how to swim. I beg. Go learn how to swim. It's very good.
because you be fish, don't mean all of us grew around water. I beg. I don't grow up around water. Leave me alone. I don't sabi swim. My own is just survival.
But the thing is, I don't think so because I also have like cousins too that when they go, their father saw everybody waka and go learn how to swim.
No, he
taught all of them in a pool.
That's the majority of the problem because people that there is no access to water, you understand? They don't know anything about pool.
Many people travel now. See now, host now you're talking from village. Okay, for example, now let's say now we're talking about people from the east. See east, see south. How many minutes it go take you to trek from Imo State, enter River State? How many minutes it go take you for Anambra to go? I beg. No excuse. Carry yourself, go find way, go find water. Imo State get water. So what say, for example, let's say Ebonyi State. Now I'm talking about.
I will begin trek from my village, go to Onitsha because there is
you don't even mention that. She Onitsha get that giant bridge there with giant. No water be that.
See,
go
I'm shocked at what Mel is saying. You don't know the distance. That's why you're talking like this. You don't know the distance.
But it's possible. It's possible.
No, see, you're forgetting something. Our parents, a child is under the care of the parents. Everything you do, you have to do it with your parents. Going out to such a distance to go and so your parents will go
No,
with
it's
you.
parents I'm talking about. No, I'm not
No,
advising
they
kids to go
can't.
by themselves now. No, 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 no.
No,
Mm-mm.
they
They won't.
can't do
No.
that, Mel. They can't. I remember when I was visiting my grandma, that the woman would say, and that they're not going to go to the stream. I say, and grandma, forget it too. I'm following this person. We are going with this person. Then my grandma will bring them. See, make sure this child comes back home because those people can swim very well. I cannot
Yes.
swim. So that was
Yes.
how I started getting used to water.
Yeah.
Eventually, by the time I came back on holiday, I said, Mom, I can swim. She said, who taught you? Because
Yeah.
we lived in the city. At that time, we were in Onitsha. Onitsha has that big ocean, but it's not where you go and carry your child and swim. You don't do that. Except those that live around the
Yeah.
riverine area. Those are the ones that can say they swim. This swim thing is not an African.
But even all those waterfalls, me, now wow, me, I really don't. If it's up north, but I find it very difficult.
See a better response for you. Male person never chop. Now swimming, then go do. You're saying this because you're exposed already. Male, that's a better answer for you. A woman that is still
Uh-uh.
doing market in the market, how to feed her children, will now be using that time to go and carry them go another state to go and learn how to swim.
Swimming
Now,
no get anything to do with expose. So not be from 2, 3, 4 years old. You go be there, not they throw away you for water. You go learn how to swim. Now, no, whether you chop, you not consign them. You go learn by force. So
because
treasure that
people
one
get
is not even
water
about
now.
exposed at
People get
all.
water already.
You understand? So it's not even about being exposed. It's about just teaching the child. Okay, let me give you another example. Let's give what because Treasure said she has phobia. I saw that comment and she said she has a phobia. But see Treasure now. Treasure dey Europe or water full where she dey. Treasure no go learn how to swim. She dey there still they talk
You
about
know, see,
phobia
as she
now. I
said,
tell that they see.
including me, I know sabi swim, oh, and there are aquaphobias. Those that
On our get luck, say we know they're the same country. If you ask my friends that when we're in school, my friends from the east, the ones that didn't know how to swim.
no, you're
Now by
making
force
me
that they
laugh.
carry them, they
Now,
go
let me
swimming
tell you
pool.
another thing that
Hmm.
we Africans don't do.
Yeah.
Most of us don't know how to ride bicycles.
Yes.
You know that, right? Most
Which is very
Africans,
strange too.
it's very strange. When I told my
Me
husband
too. I'm
that
among those people that don't know how to ride bicycle.
I told my husband that I can't ride a bicycle. Say, well, how? It was shocking to him. How?
Yeah.
I said, what do you mean? I lived in a city, so there was no opportunity of riding any bicycle.
Me, we even had, but I didn't want to fall. I don't want scratch for my body. I don't fish out.
But my
I still
sisters,
learn.
my elder sisters could ride bicycle, but I didn't have the opportunity of ride because by the time it get to my turn to learn, my mother was busy looking for how to make ends meet to send us to
Yeah.
school. So doing all of those things, no, it wasn't part
Yeah.
of it. But my elder sisters, when my father was alive, of course, there were so many people in the house, so they were taught how to ride. So there are a lot of
Yeah.
factors in that when it comes to Africans. Where I have a situation is here, our Black Americans here, most of them can't swim. And it's strange. When I mean it's strange, they
With
have
all the pools everywhere.
hotels with
Huh.
pools. They have community centers with pools free. You get what I'm saying? But for you
Yeah.
to learn, and also they have as every district, school district, they will have the one that you pay few money, like you pay $75 and then
Yeah.
register your child for 3 months. But most people
Yeah.
will not do. When I started registering my kids, we were just two black family in the whole
Yeah.
set. So it's not our thing, and we know when it's not our thing, and
But I think it's
so
just part of survival skills too. Like also teaching, our children these days now. For example, if they get lost maybe in a place, how to figure out how to find your way back. With those days, even those of our parents that were not educated, they go tell you, look where sun they rise, look where sun they set, look your shadow, look this, look that. I remember how in the forest they would tell us if you're not familiar with that area, start tying leaves. So as
yes.
you're walking, you start, so or break something, do something that when you were walking, you don't see those things anymore. Know that you're going on the wrong direction. So there are things that they just taught us that for me now, if you like, carry me go to the way for Amazon, I go survive there, me and the snakes. What it concern me? You understand? So it's just the way
You're
they
so
prepared
weird.
us, and I think we should carry on with that way. Let me tell you, say first time I
See
entered
what
ferry
Treasure
boat
said.
from
Treasure
Ikorodu
said the first time I entered
to
ferry
VI.
boat, ferry from Ikorodu to VI, I closed eye until
Close my
I
eyes
reached
till I come
VI.
down.
Treasure, you know, serious. What if the boat don't capsize? You no go know when it started to start jumping and
The thing
start
is na
swimming.
ferry sef host na ferry na very big boat wey get rooms, swimming pool, everything inside. I no know wetin she dey fear oh.
Hey,
Ferry
so
dey
you can
big.
ride a bicycle very well. Honestly, no, 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 no. And I'm too lazy to learn. My husband could not believe that I didn't know how to ride a bike. And how did that conversation? You know, when my child turned when she turned 5 or 4,
Yeah.
we had to remove the learner's wheel. So she
Ah,
needed to
okay.
learn how to ride the bicycle.
Balance.
I was like, okay, go on, yeah, you guys will go to the park. I say, who? Me. I know Sabi do. What will I teach the child? The man said, you can't ride a bicycle? I said, is it a strange thing to you?
Yeah, me too. My husband was shocked that I couldn't ride the bicycle. Like he has his bike, his sister has a bicycle that hasn't go and I said and they work out with go supermarket with my leg, which ride waiting.
Thank you, Jared.
He said, seriously, at first he didn't believe that I couldn't ride a bicycle. He was like, what? It's not from 4 or 5 years they start teaching people here to ride bike. I said, now on is you people now. We had the bike, oh, but me, I didn't want to fall down, so I refused to learn.
Thank you. Do you know when I came to the US first, I tried because my brother had bicycles in his home. So I tried, I fell and I scraped my knees. I said that was the end of it. I didn't even bother again.
Me, I
So
saw other people falling down and
my
scratching their
husband, he
nails.
said,
I
you can't
didn't
ride
do.
bicycle. I said, I know Sabi ride. Nah, by force. Now, say most people can ride bicycle, but it's like a custom for them. That I learned how to ride a bike here in Europe because there was a need for me to learn. You see, everybody that went to Europe, they all learn how to ride because that's their easiest mode of transportation. But the
Yeah.
US, which bicycle? Motor go. A bicycle is not a thing in America. America is car. That's why if you have four adults in the car in the house, you end up having 4 cars. That's why this
Yeah.
climate change is really a big deal for them here because they have more number of cars on the road than
Yeah.
any other place in the world because of what everybody goes by car. Train is not working well. Buses are not functioning. It's not
Yeah.
like Europe. The buses and the trains you get
Trains are
around
yes.
places. No, they don't have that luxury here.
But you still have areas like me now. Some areas I cannot really go to, which is something that if I knew how to ride a bike, I'll just hop on the bike because of the buses won't take you there. So either you take the bus to the bus stop and then you have to trek a long distance to get to maybe a particular shop where you want to buy certain things and all of that. Meanwhile, you could just cycle with your this thing and go if you know how to, not
See,
even if you have,
you
because
see, Treasure, you see, Yomi has gone on a boat cruise for 3 days. So I can't even organize girls' trip and we'll go for boat cruise with Treasure. This one that she can't stand looking at the
we
ocean.
go put her for this life jacket. She go sit down for the boat by force.
I beg go, maybe go learn how to swim well because in the future we need to do some girls' trip, go on a boat cruise for 1 week, travel around Europe and all of that for
Yeah,
sightseeing.
so
It's all good, honestly. And also learn how to ride a bike if you don't, because me, I'm going to do that. By the grace of God, if I have time this year, I think I should learn because my
when
kids,
it's time for my daughter to learn, that's when I will learn how to ride bicycle. If I don't
not
change
me,
my mind though.
my children are riding bicycle. Only me in this house, I can't ride bicycle. My husband can
That
ride
fear of
bicycle.
falling, but at least now they have all those knee pad, ankle pad, all those kind of things. Maybe I will just buy helmet. I will just buy the complete set. I'll dress as if I'm going to the moon. That's how I'll go and learn how to.
Oh, Treasure said it wasn't a ferry, it was a small boat that they use.
Oh, okay,
Swimming
small boat.
machine.
Okay.
Huh. I did that in Port
But
Harcourt when
was
I
it
was
a
doing
speedboat?
job.
Because one thing I don't advise, if you don't know how to swim, don't start with speedboat. That's one mistake a lot of people do. If you don't swim, don't take a speedboat. Go with the bigger, mostly in Nigeria, we refer to it as houseboat. It's bigger, it's slower, and it's more covered. And so you will not have that phobia because you can sit where you will not really see the water close. But with the speedboat, you're directly few inches from the water, and the speedboat is smaller in size. So if you're traveling and they have the
Now, see
option, take the
question
big.
for you. Why
Yeah.
didn't you learn how to ride a bike? Since you were saying everybody should learn how to swim.
Oh, I didn't want to learn because I didn't want to fall down. That's the reason why
Maybe
I
people
didn't
that
want
didn't
to
want to
learn.
learn how to swim, they didn't want to get drowned. You see?
That's the only reason why I didn't learn. Because when I see people falling down, scratching their knee and getting up, I say, "What is this one now?" I will just deliberately injure myself. Forget it. So that's why I didn't do it. But I feel like, with the in another thing in Nigeria, we, for example, me that I'm from the riverine area, we use mostly the canoes.
Yeah.
So it's mostly people that are from upland that uses the bike a lot. For example, my stepmom is an Ikwere woman, and the Ikweres and the Igbos, they have a lot in common. They ride a lot of bicycles to go to their farms. Meanwhile, we paddle a lot of canoes, because most of our farms, you have to paddle with your canoe for long distance, battling current and all of that to get to your farm, walk, and then come back and stuffs like that. So I learned how to paddle canoe very early, which personally, my father's, all his lands were, he really didn't have anyone that we needed to paddle by. Followed his family members, followed, his elder sisters and people like that to their farm. So I learned how to paddle very fast, even before other people in my family. So I think that's why I didn't learn how to. But maybe if I was staying a lot in, let's say, Port Harcourt, I would have learned how to, because most of the people around that area would cycle. The Ikwere people will always cycle. But I'm
Yeah.
not upland, so yes.
Hmm.
Put me for canoe, you go no.
Ona try, yo. Ona try. AA and Yomi Kitchen, they are talking about which one is more reliable for Europe. You guys are even lucky you have all of that. Nay, if I want to get anywhere, I must drive. Whether I like it or
Mm.
not, I must drive. Let me give you guys an example of what happened. I don't know if
Yes.
they have quenched
Oh,
the Canada fire.
what is that?
So last week, yeah, it was last week, the air quality we have in the US, especially those that border with Canada, was extremely bad. When I mean bad, 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 but it was bad. I came out to buy something at 7 p.m. and I nearly choked because the air was bad. It was smelling like chemical. Then on passing, I saw somebody on the bus stop, and the person was waving for me to give the person a lift. I pass because safety first, right? And I felt so bad that the person is under that kind of air quality, the bus hasn't come. I don't know, but in Europe, your bus times are kept, right? But because it's not a big deal here in the US, I don't even know the arrangement for the buses. In most places, you will not see bus line. In most places, every household. In my neighborhood, for example, if you have three adults in the home, that means you must have three cars. So imagine those with four grown children, like teenagers, 18, 19, 20, 20. That means how many cars? It's not that good. Bike is good. I want to learn how to ride a bike. Sometimes I feel like I envy people when I see them in Europe. They'll jump train, jump tube, do this, do that. You can only do that if you want to go to, from my state to Chicago, I can do train. I can do train to Virginia, to Washington, but I don't even know the experience. I tried to tell my husband, let's take a trip this summer to either Chicago by train. He say I'm not ready to travel. That if I'm ready to travel, book a flight. You see, I'm stuck and I can't go by myself because it's not the terrain I know. I want to experience it.
Not everybody like train.
I want
You
my own
want
is
train.
experience. You see those people that went to submarine, they want to experience. Me, I want to
Yeah.
experience my own.
Me too. I would like that train trip,
That
just
train,
to like that.
those
I've
long
been on
distance.
like the normal fast train, but this
No, the
slow
fast
train, like
train is
traveling
here.
interstate.
We have
That
fast,
one I would like it.
call it light trail. We have it here
Yeah.
from my city to another
Yes.
city. Goes back, forth. And no be that kind of
Yes.
thing now. I want the one you go in under the coach. Now, coach, then they call them right. Go under the coach, enjoy yourself.
You want remind me of our grandmama, the coach.
The man went in my house say, if you want to travel to Chicago, book a flight. And up to today, that trip never happened. I really want to have those kind of pleasure. You see them
Yeah,
from Paris, they are in London. From London, they are in Spain. I love those kind of adventures. I really
yeah.
do. And if I come to Europe on a vacation, oh, trust me, I must experience it.
It depends on where you're going. Where you're going, like the islands here in Greece, the islands they don't have all those no train. No?
No, if I'm coming to
You go with
Greece,
a bus,
just
but when you
a
get
short
to
vacation.
Athens, you will find a train. Athens,
If I'm coming to
yeah,
Greece, I've told you I want to do Greece vacation. I'm looking at something in the future. It has to be just enjoy yourself and get back home. But if I'm going to Europe, hey, I
yeah.
must make sure the city I'm going to, where flights go
Abi,
carry me reach,
there's
has a
train.
connection to another city, another country. That's the trip I want to make. Honestly, sometimes what you don't have is what you earn for.
Yeah, yeah,
You
it's
understand?
true.
And
It's
that's
true.
just life. Oh, guys, you guys are amazing. It's like I'm having conversation with my team of people. God bless you guys. Really good for sharing with me. Before we end this live stream, there is a topic I want us to chook mouth in. What do you guys have to say about Stella Damaso's video outrage that went viral and people are calling her out, where she said, I don't care what your child is suffering. I don't care whether your child is a terrible child or a bad child. Stop putting your children on leeches. What do you have to say? Because that video went viral today and no, yesterday, and it made Stella Damasus to go block her comment section because the heat was too much for her to handle. What do you guys think about putting your child on a leash for you to track your child, because that's the whole essence of it, is for security. But Stella thought it was bullying a child. She thought it was not good for a child. If you can't carry them on your chest or keep them at home or what have you, then don't do that to your child. Is not a dog. What do you guys have to say about that before we round up? Did
I
you
don't
see that
even
story?
blame that Stella. I saw the comment from Treasure. I was just laughing as you were talking. Then she fell 2 times. She said, "Don't teach me again." As if now the husband fault when she fall. Anyways, talking about Stella, it's I didn't even know something like that was happening until just before I slept yesterday. I saw Summer Aku's video talking about it. That was the first time I heard about the whole thing. And then I was like, well, I kind of understand Stella. Sometimes some people are quick to talk without doing deep research about a particular topic. I feel like if something is new to you, put in some few hours or even minutes in researching that topic and knowing, get educated a little bit about that if you're going to be discussing it in public. That's the first thing I have to say, because when you come out and sound like this, you make yourself look like someone that is not smart. And we know that Stella is a smart woman. Now, Stella has grown kids, and those children, I believe, was 13 years before she left Nigeria and moved to the US. So, a child that, let's say, 7, 8 years old child would understand, hold mommy.
Yeah.
Are you going to say that to a 3, 4, 5 years old? They don't, 2 seconds immediately before you even complete the sentence, they've already left you. Or
Yes.
when you, for example, in a big mall, they will just see something they like, they will run to go get. So, and we know with this world we live in, that some people now, their job is to have intercourse with children. You will not there. You do anything as far as, if you ask me, you're protecting. So I feel like Stella did not think about it that way when she spoke the way she spoke, because it wasn't about bad children. And I love how Sonaku explained it also. Said
Yeah.
she made a mistake thinking that it's for bad children. It's not only for that, it's for your own child's protection.
Yeah.
Few seconds, somebody don't kidnap your pikin. Few
Just
seconds,
like
that's all it takes. And when you
mhm.
have 1, 2, 3 of them, you can't keep up. And another thing I like is the fact that they made it in a very stylish way,
Yeah,
so the
fashionable
child is
way.
being
Yeah.
hair. So it doesn't look that terrible. Now you remember this what do they call this thing that they used to dress in olden days, that men used to wear their belts, that they cross it before they wear their suit above it. I forgot the name of, but it looks similar to that stuff, that you just throw it on, it's stylish, it's fashionable, and it's all of that.
You know
So
what?
people should not quickly jump into conclusion saying it's not a dog, it's not a dog. If you don't like it, don't use it. But when something will not happen now, you will not start wishing, if I wish, how I wish I would have bought that thing, I would have used it, and my child would have still be here. So Stella should just go back and think about what she has said, and just tell the people that she made a mistake, and she never thought about it the way, because our children are past 15 years. So 15 years before to now, it's different. Okay, people are getting more weird as the years are going, so the
You say
risk is
her
now
children are
even.
past, her kids are in the university.
So we're talking about anything less than 17 years back, that she had those kids. Then at least it was a little bit manageable. People, your neighbor, now that you just put your foot in your neighbor's yard, they don't shoot you straight up. You understand? So the things are more different now, and it's not a big deal. As far as they don't put it on their neck, choking the hell out of the kids, I don't see anything wrong. If you want to use it, you use it.
Yes, I honestly, I felt if she was, I felt if I were her, I would have done a rebuttal, a short video to readdress it. You understand? Because ignorance, they say, is not a defense. So, but she's not making anything towards it. I guess she's silent. She doesn't want to talk about it, but she just exhibited her ignorance before the world, especially for, like you said, a very smart woman like Stella coming to talk like this. She could have done a little research to know what she's talking about. It's always very important to do a little research before you come to talk online, because people are going to hold you back for your words. And then if I put it, remember last stream I talked about Edith saying about the size of Bola is what gets somebody pregnant. I was like, she just exhibited her dumbness, if I'll put it that way. So
Absolutely.
before you come out to say things like that, be careful. I personally had an experience, and that was when I had my first baby. I had my first baby like 7 months after my brother had a baby. So um we had two toddlers in the house. So I went shopping with my sister-in-law, and she has a boy. I have a girl. So we went shopping. Then my daughter, you understand, was I can't even remember who was holding her or something. Then my nephew ran off from the mother. And because we are looking at the clothes, trying to size, this one looks good, or this one, the boy disappeared. And he was in our midst. We didn't see him. Do you know where he hid? He went under the clothing in the store, the clothing rack. He went under the clothing. And we were calling, "Where are you? Where are you?" The boy did not say a word. He doesn't know how to talk. He was just about to be two or there, but my daughter was already two. He wasn't talking. So he was just there, quiet. We started running helter skelter, calling his name in the store, and nobody was responding. And we didn't want to cause problem, because they might call Popo on us. You understand? And then that would be negligence if you look at it. Then the next thing, we start opening the racks. Lo and behold, he was there giggling and smiling.
Can
So
you imagine where he went to do peekaboo?
honestly, thinking because
God.
somebody was chasing him. If you see the kind of woes the mother gave this boy in the store, we forgot we were outside. The woman gave the boy a boza. The moment he was doing the boza, we saw an Oyibo woman na race. The thing when we come by, we no pay for it. We just dropped everything. We vanished, because that was enough for them to call Popo for you. You understand? So people should be careful when you're, and also the man and the approach she came with that video. I don't care. You're trying to show concern and you're still saying you don't care. You should care. You should really care. You don't judge people when you don't know what the situation is for them. Don't judge people. I felt that was highly insensitive, but the thing is that it was out of ignorance that she said. She was very emotional when she was talking about it, all passionate about it, not knowing she was actually not doing the right thing because she refused, or rather forgot to do the very first thing she would have done, which is little research. A little research would have explained to her the genesis of this, why it came, and what it has done for people using it. All right,
You're very
ladies.
correct, host.
I was thinking about Stella was referring to the leash as punishment, but when I checked on the Google, I saw beautiful, fashionable ones for kids. It was beautiful. Absolutely. They've made it so stylish. When it came out, those Nollywood people, some were using it on their kids, they were using it on their dogs. So it depends on which one is a child. Dog is also children for our for Igbo people. So if you understand, you understand. All right, ladies, I'll be calling it a day. Today is almost 2 hours, 5 minutes to 2 hours. We've been talking, chatting with all of you. God bless you guys, real good, for keeping the comment section very conversational. I really appreciate all of you. And thank you, darling Anga, for stopping by. I appreciate all of you. Like I started today with Blessing CEO, talking about side chicks are the reason why marriages are
What has
thriving.
that one done again? Did I miss something?
Ah, you missed that one. She said that side chicks are the reason marriages are not broken down. Marriages are thriving. That if not for side chicks, a lot of marriages would have actually hit the rock. That's what she said on an interview. And I find it very despicable, if I'll put it that way, that she made that utterance. Because if you look at it, side chicks should be, after finance in marital problem is actually infidelity. Okay. Infidelity is one of the major causes of divorce. Infidelity, unfaithfulness in marriage. Because once infidelity gets into it, trust is broken, and that leads to divorce. But Blessing said that our husbands having side chicks is because the wives are tired, they have a lot school run, do this, do that, da, 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 da. And then the man will be coming, the woman is not ready. So the man will find a way to look for younger girls that will keep up with the taste. And she forgot that before school runs started, our great grandmothers were tilling the soil, going to farming for crops, making, still manage their families and manage homes. I know in the old tradition they had concubines and all of that, but for her coming to say that that is the reason why marriages are not broken is false narrative. Nobody out there should believe that a side chick and side hand is one of the reasons they have divorces in our generation now. So if you're a married woman, you just have to know what to do to get around all the things you need to do. And if you're a married man, remember, faithfulness in a relationship will give you a longer life, extend your lifespan than when you're unfaithful. A lot of things can come out of unfaithfulness, infidelity, diseases, sickness, and also emotional heartbreak is one of the major ones that could happen out of it. Thank you, Cheke, for being here, sweetheart. I really appreciate you. We're already trying to round up. So we talked about Blessing CEO. We talked about the marriage of 50 years that the man was using the wife to pleasure himself, making all manner of videos with strangers in their home. We talked about the Ocean Gate people, and as well as we talked about Stella Damasos. So, my beautiful entertainment daily, in a nutshell, sum up for us today, please.
Thank you, host. Let me start from Blessing CEO. Well, the first thing I would say about Blessing CEO, whoever is that person is not any relationship therapist. Zero. She's got no clue about relationship. And if you're listening to her and applying anything she has to say in your relationship, you're on your own, okay?
You
Because you're
are
heading for the
Oyo,
rock.
Oyo on
Exactly.
your
Serious for
own.
you. Now you did. Okay, because we go take hit your head for that rock, eh? Magboza, you go here before you go realize what will happen to you in your relationship. It baffles me when I see people. I don't care if you're a man or a woman, when you talk about relationship and the first thing you want to do is kind of blame women for not doing, like everything in relationship boils down to opening of leg and stuffs like that, going to the other room and all of that, because women get tired, this one and that one. There are so many other things that you could do. It doesn't need to lead to that in order for somebody to get satisfaction and all of that. But a lot of men are just wired this way that they cannot stay in one place. So it takes just very few percentage that are so disciplined. They are so disciplined that the level of respect they have for themselves first will not even allow them to go mess around with anybody other than the woman that they have said I do to, or the person that they are dating and yet to maybe get married to. Okay, so if somebody is not disciplined, don't go and blame somebody else for another person's lifestyle. So what Blessing CEO said does not make any level of sense. No, it doesn't. And relationship is too deep for you to sum it up that light, saying thank God for side chicks. Let's hope that when she gets married to her husband will have like 5 side chicks, and let's see the story she will come and tell us then, because it's easy when you're not married to say, oh, thank God to side chicks, and tomorrow those side chicks will get married and they want their husbands to be faithful, or more, you need to work like that.
Hmm.
Or moving on to the next story of the man that used his wife. Somehow I kind of, because the weird things I've seen in this world I kind of understand. So one thing is people should try to understand the people, their partners, try to get into their head and try to know what their fantasies are also, so you can actually know when certain things are trying to happen. It could be that this was actually this man's fantasy and the man decided to, act on it this way because maybe he spoke to her and she refused. Hence you see all this swingers club that is so popular now all over the world. Okay, I think America and Europe is they are, these two continents, they are leading in terms of swingers clubs. But some people are, they're able to open up to say, okay, we cannot deal with just one bowler. I cannot deal with one Bekus. So they register in those clubs and then they change within themselves, and that's how they get their pleasure and all of that. Some people go and download these kids stuff that when they catch you, they put you in jail straight up. So different people have different things that works for them. So I think that man is weird like that. Like he's wired in a weird way. Hence he did such a thing to his wife. In the case of Stella, I think sometimes it's pride, and pride will make people not to say the truth because you've said something, and at this point, I believe Stella should have realized that what she said is not 100% correct. So she should have just doubled down and explain that wait, I didn't do much research or whatever. Just say I'm sorry, I spoke the way I spoke and all of that. Because if you ask me now, I would say somebody should put Stella first. But although let them have people around her watching the children, give Stella 2 children and let her take them around for one day, go shopping, do everything that a parent would do, and all of or listen, a person that takes care of little children would do. And let's see how Stella is going to manage those little children without going crazy. You understand? Treasure say you and fantasy. But that is what leads to a whole lot of things. That's why when I see people like sorry, I'm going back a little bit. Treasure, that's the truth though. A lot of relationships are going through hell because people are not getting in there. A lot of relationship people don't get to that point, and if you've not gotten to that point with that person you're with, then maybe the person, there's something that is going through the person's mind. The person cannot even tell you because the person is like, you this one gonna see me like weirdo. You understand? Because most of all those fantasies are kind of weird. If it might not be what you have, so and you will see the person's own as weird, and the person might also see yours as weird. But when you know what it is, then you know when to run, when to prepare yourself to expect this type of thing that happened to that woman. You get. But anyways, back to Stella. I think Stella should have just come back to apologize and all of that. That being said, the men that went on that trip, nobody should be surprised. More people are going to, embark on such weird trips, be it going to the space and all of that. I think it's just over curiosity, or they're just too curious because of things and they want to jump and go do stuffs like that the rest of us might see as weird, but to them it's something that gets the adrenaline kicking and all of that, so they just want to do it. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much, host. Yomi said, where are you in the
Thank
UK?
you, beautiful, beautiful model. Thank you so much, Mel. I really appreciate. There's something Treasure just said that another gist might be breaking about Banky W and Adesua. Hey, God, oh, save that marriage. You. I don't know what the story is. I was trying to go through Gist Lover. Unfortunately, I don't know
Is
which
it a side
one.
chick matter?
Yeah, I don't know which one is the real Gist Lover anymore because
But
they
why
kept.
is anybody getting surprised now?
I'm surprised because their marriage was looking like made in heaven. So
Come
that's
on,
what I'm
man.
surprised.
A very high percentage of people out there have side chicks. That's now like a normal thing today. A lot of them. You know, when I say 90% people go say no talk like that. I said I know what I'm saying. Then get some people they chop clean mouth, even if they no get, then they know people where they don't already carry eye target where when you reach to chop, then we don't go chop clean mouth, waka.
Hey,
But a lot of relationship and it's happening also now these recent years. Women, a lot of women are getting into it too. They have their side boys that so it's going down. Don't be surprised. Don't If
hey,
Banky job, I won't be surprised. It doesn't mean
hey.
that he doesn't love his wife now. You know me
I
say no,
know, I know.
you know get anything to do with love. It just get to do with the third leg when office stay one place. That's all.
Hey,
And women, don't blame
another
yourself when you
Kasala.
see things like
Oh.
that happen. That's all now.
Another musician allegedly cheats on a pretty actress. Hey, Daddy Freeze.
That the free self don't enter the matter.
You don't turn,
It's all
you
right.
don't turn ring light. He's waving now. He's with
He's going like, oh boy.
Daddy Freeze say gist. Allegedly, musician allegedly cheat on a pretty actress. Gist. That's what they are going to talk about right now. So if you guys want to continue to be entertained with trending gist and information, jump into Daddy Freeze. He's going to be talking about that. He just
But host,
started
why are
now.
people suspecting Banky W? Banky W have not been singing for a while, sef, since he started this
Oh
political
yeah,
stuff.
tell me another
And
musician and a pretty actress.
did it? Oh, okay, pretty actors. I was
Yeah.
thinking all them, Davido, all of them, they all like
Davido,
to
the
jump
wife is
around.
not an
Yeah, but the
actress.
wife is a chef. Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
true. That's true.
So who again? Whiskey no get wife.
Two Face wife is
Flavor
also
no
Two
marry.
Face. Two Face Dibia's wife is also an actress.
Two-Face Dibia's wife, but he's not Anne. He's not
Who
Anne.
who else?
Hey, anyway, guys, if that news breaks, maybe I will jump at it and do a short video on that. But let's believe it's not Banky. Hopefully, I just want to believe it's not that. But you know, Gist Lover will always get his information right, and I pray for their marriage to survive. God help them and all of that. My co-host has summed everything up for me today. So I want to thank all of you guys, especially for joining me today in another 2 hour conversation here on Oyoyo's World. You guys are simply amazing, and God bless you guys real good for your time, for your contribution, for the likes, for the follow, for the subscribe. God bless you all real good. Like we said today, do not listen to Blessing CEO. If you're a young lady, young man out there, don't take anything Blessing CEO said about side chick to the bank. Don't depend on it because those are the things that destroy marriages. All right. Having said that, we talked about the 50-year-old marriage where the husband was using the wife to pleasure himself with different men. That is a very horrible story, and I don't even know what to say, but may God help our world. And also, if you're getting into a relationship, do the needful, do a little research, background check on the person that you're claiming you love or that loves you before you jump into it, because a lot of people are really sick out there. And we talked about the Ocean Gate. Ocean Gate, billionaires, that guys that didn't know what else to do with their money. They love exploring. Maybe that was why they did all of that. May God comfort the people they left behind because it's really great losses to every one of them. May God comfort all of them. And people should be kind. If you don't have anything to say to them, please jump and pass. Okay. And for Stella Damasos, I really pray and hope that she'll realize her ignorance and do a video to explain the reason why she made that and she was passionate in that video. I really pray she'll be able to do that. But you know the word, once you dish something out, do not say I'm sorry. That's the world we live in. Okay. I want to thank all of you. All of you. Gist lover called it fair musician turned politician. He has summarized everything now. Nabanki now. Nabanki. Hey, hey, Yummy Kitchen and AA. Thank you guys. You guys are connecting. They live in England. God bless you guys. Real good. But looking forward to move out of London at some point. Okay. I hope you guys connect. This is summer. You guys can do the train together and have fun with all your families together. Yeah, it's a good thing. I want to thank all of you, especially. You guys don't know what it means that when you turn on your light, you have people of like minds that will come to, discuss any topic with you. You guys are so special. You guys are so kind. God bless you guys immensely for joining me today. I really appreciate. I was surprised coming this late because I had to take my daughter to camp where she's doing camp and meeting. She's a debater, so they're having it hot, hot right now. We're going there later in the next few hours to join them. I want to appreciate all of you for joining me today. Please don't hesitate to join me or follow my Facebook page. And if there is anything you think we didn't cover in our topics today, leave those comments for me. Comment in the comment section. Whew, what else do I have to say? Thank you guys. Remember, please take good care of yourself first because you have to be well, both mentally, emotionally, and otherwise, before you take care of others. Remember to love yourself enough before you can love others. And be kind. Be kind enough to yourself is very important. If you're kind enough to yourself, then you can extend kindness to this world we live in. A lot of people are going through a lot of things at the moment. So be kind. Until I see you guys in my next live stream, cheer up, go out there, enjoy the summer, have fun with your family, and drink a lot of water is needed.